and I get a summons. I have to go to after hours court. And oh my God, I can't believe I'm telling this story on camera. It's hilarious though. Stick with me. Head on a swivel, my friends. See the Mercedes behind me? Yeah, they're pretty damn close. They decided they wanted to be in this lane behind me. Oh my God, good thing I started to record. And you know what? We gotta stop for the red light. You know what? I've had enough. You trying to hit me or what? Whew. Yeah, we're gonna record just because this person's dumb. You can still see me over there, right? Look, I reconfigured the Hero 9 so that you can see behind me. I think that's a smart play here today. This, my friends, is why I always have the cameras with me. I wasn't even gonna record today, and I probably say that more than I used to. I probably say it a lot, but I really did not plan to record today. But here we are. Caught her flat-footed. Yeah, she spent the entire night ditzing around. That's ditzing, D-I-T-Z-I-N-G, with whatever it was in her center console. The things people will do just astound me. So in my best interest, we're going to take the backup route today. Plus, I have a couple of extra minutes, and it's very peaceful to take the back road. Yes, I realize this is a back road, but that's another back road. Hey, welcome to Road Reality, where our back roads have back roads. I'm John, I'll be your host today. Come to a full and complete stop, make sure we don't get rear-ended, go. Wow, I hope the camera caught that. That black car decided he was gonna go straight through the light. I'm glad they didn't hit me. See, you know, I've told you before, having a dash cam is a good idea. Even if it's a GoPro, it's expensive, but it's worthwhile. All right. I know you can't see me very well right now, but hey, this is the best I can do. Besides, I like having the camera behind the windshield again. Oh man, I was editing, this could be a random video today, I think, but I was editing a video last night where I tested my 360 camera, and I put it in this spot right here where the Hero 9 is right now. And it created the coolest picture. If you didn't see that video, here's a screenshot from it. Well, you know what? Let's do a whole 5-second clip. There's 5 seconds of it. We need coffee. Oh yeah, definitely need coffee. Cruise control on a Harley M8 Street Glide, by the way, works at 30 miles an hour, just over. It's an indicated 32, so it's probably a real 30. Yep. Sure enough, officer, I thought I wasn't breaking the law. Interesting fact there, in the United States, ignorance is not defense of the law. Yep, I found that out. The time that I filed a complaint against my neighbor, you see, their cat had a penchant for sitting on the roof of my car. I had a Mini Cooper at the time, here's a picture, and it had the black roof and white paint, and you could see the scratch marks from it. I got really kind of upset about that, and I tried to talk to him about it, but he wasn't having any of that, so I said fine, and I called animal control, and they came out, and they looked at my pictures, and they looked at the car, and they said, okay, we're gonna fine him. You have proof of his cat sitting on your car. So they fined the guy 50 bucks. Now, 50 bucks is not much, right? But apparently 50 bucks was enough to piss this guy off. So he fought the $50 fine, and I get a summons. I have to go to after hours court. There's a judge, there's police, but I show up to what I call cat court, and there's my neighbor sitting there, and we're chit-chatting, you know, friendly as ever. This guy was not very friendly, let me tell you, okay? He's still a thorn in my side. But it was so funny because we're sitting there chit-chatting. Yeah, cut the corner, cut the corner. Yep, I've had it up to here with these people. See, this is why you can't cut the corners, because sometimes somebody has to pull forward so they can see what the heck it is they're doing. Hey, I didn't curse there. Good for me. All right, let's go. So we're sitting there chit-chatting before we get called in, and we go into this little conference room, and there's a police officer and what turns out to be like a circuit court judge for my county. And she's sitting there. She's got a 3-inch, binder there with the 3-hole punch and all that. And oh my God, I can't believe I'm telling this story on camera. It's hilarious though. Stick with me. Coffee. We go into this room and they realize, oh crap, John is going into this courtroom-ish thing with us. And they're like, their whole demeanor changed. It was hilarious. So we're sitting there and the judge swears us in or whatever. And then it's time to start the proceedings. And my neighbor proceeds to tell the judge that they are not avid readers of the law and they didn't think their cat had done anything wrong. And me, the whole time, I'm just dumbfounded that there's a whole court for this stuff, okay? And what really got me, whoa, that's a lot of gravel. The gravel sure has piled up there. Oh, we need countermeasures, boss. Boop. So it dumbfounds me that there's this whole animal court thing. But the judge starts talking about the law and everything. And like I said, they were not avid readers of the law, they said. And she turns to them and says, well, ignorance is no defense of the law, okay? And then she proceeds to open the binder. And she opens it up, flips the cover back, and she displays it like this, aimed at them, and she points at the picture. Now, mind you, this picture is 8.5 inches by 11 inches, printed out in full color and laminated. Oh my gosh. I was like, what? No, that's a good picture of my car and their cat. I was not happy about their cat. I wanted it to stop. And the story has a happy ending, so stick with me, another 2 minutes. So she points at this picture and then she points at me and she points back to the picture and she goes, if this was my car, I wouldn't be nearly as calm, cool, and collected as that guy. And she points at me. I about split my side. I was just, it was so surreal, my friends. So that was their defense. Their defense got shot down. The judge basically didn't give a crap what their excuse was, but she did waive the fine. And I didn't care about the fine. And to be honest, I didn't really want money to fix my car. It wasn't in perfect shape anyway, so it would have looked out of place with the roof being all shiny and new and the rest of the car being, 10 years old at that point, I think, or 5, 6 years old. So anyway, she waives the fine and she says, I will waive the fine, except you have to keep your cat off of their property. In our county, cats and dogs, pets of all kinds, must be on a leash when outside of the bounds of their home property. So, yeah, he had to keep the cat in his yard or on a leash. So, for the next several months, because this was spring, my neighbor, every Saturday morning for like 3 hours, would sit outside, and again, officer, I'm pulling up so that I don't get hit and can see what I'm doing here. For the next several months, this guy, 3 hours, I said, he sits there with a Did you see that F-150? He thought he was going to go around me, like I didn't have a signal on and I was going to make a left or something. Sorry, boss, what is with these drivers today? So anyway, as I was saying, for the next several months, for 3 hours every Saturday morning, this guy would sit in a plastic lawn chair, and he had one of those retractable leashes on his cat, and the cat was sitting. The cat was on top of his own car. Now, this story kind of has a sad ending too, because he and his wife shortly thereafter divorced, and she took the cat with her. So happy for me, sad for them, but I never got to see him sitting there with his cat on the roof of his own car again. Hey, concert hall. Nice. Oh yeah, good one. But it was just so funny. That's the story of how I went to cat court. Oh gosh, that's just, that one tickles me. It's one of those things, and I'm sure you have a story, and if you do, leave it in the comments below, or make a response video. I want to hear. But I'm sure we all have stories of, I can't believe this actually happened, or how did I get myself into this situation? And that's one of them. That's one of my stories. I couldn't believe it. I got home and my wife was like, so how'd it go? And I recounted the story for her in just absolute every detail, right? And she was like, you gotta be kidding me. I wish I was there. Oh, it was so funny. Oh, I can't believe I went to cat court. That was fun. But we're gonna keep the cameras rolling for the bad drivers. I'm sure we'll come up against a couple more, right? So at this point, we're about 10 minutes into it, and I have forgotten how we got from head on a swivel, bad driver, to there was a cat on my car, and I went to court about it. Hey, speaking of which, I did a video on how I got sued by a daycare provider in small claims court. It's up here. That's a funny story too. The kind of stuff that, unless you lived it, you wouldn't believe it was real. What are you doing? I thought he was going to drive straight into these trees over here. There's a bump up here. There it is. On the right. We missed it. Wow, that's sunny. Oh my goodness. So let's time and date this video. Anybody still watching, raise your hand. Leave the video a like. You know, boop the old like button, do all the fun YouTube stuff, whatever. I don't care. I'm out here having fun. This is great. But today is the middle of September, and it is like 80 degrees. What is it? It is exactly 80 degrees, and it was in the 60s this morning. It was absolutely wonderful. There was no way on God's green earth that I was skipping the first beautiful day of the year since like March. We had like 4 months of absolute sweat ball BS, humidity, and high temperatures. It was disgusting. I hate it. I never want to go through it again. I'll say the same thing next year, I'm sure. But it's so great. I wasn't missing riding today. You know, unless I had like a compound fracture or something. That I might have skipped riding for. But that's my story, folks. I hope you liked it. If you did, you know what to do. Share it with your friends. This channel needs more shares. Maybe I should start asking for people to share my video on their social media accounts instead of hitting the like button. Maybe do both. But I hear that if you give people too many calls to action, they don't do any of them. What are your thoughts on that? Leave me a comment below. We'll just do something completely scatterbrained here. Anyway, I will leave you with the two mantras. One, you have a 100% track record of making it through a bad day. And two, do something nice for yourself every day. Maybe it's taking your neighbor to cat court. How freaking ridiculous is that nonsense? Bye!